was, the first half, we didn't play very well. Give VCU credit. It looked like we were heavy-legged. They killed us. It was like the game was, who's going to own the paint. In the first half, they owned the paint. They got the ball downhill. They were killing us on the backboard. We didn't do a good job against their press. We didn't do a good job when they shocked the ball screens. So consequently, we were down by 15 at halftime. And, as a coach, you just challenge the guys. And if you have character guys and guys that are competitors, they're going to respond. And the most important minutes for the second half or the first 5 minutes, first 10 possessions, it's like, was the lead going to go from 15 to 25 or were we going to cut into it? And our guys responded. We couldn't have played better offensively, defensively in the second half. To hold that team to 14 points, to do a good job on Highland, to stop, what they were doing against us in the first half, to hold that team to 14 points and the percentages that they shot, it's a credit to our guys and really proud of what they did in the last 20 minutes.
Coach, like you said, everything was different in the second half. Body language on the boards, defensively, the attitude, even the bench getting into it the way it did. But specifically from that offensive standpoint, what changed just in terms of, the way you attacked it, so much more north and south than you were?
We wanted to go downhill. And, as I said, I'm not sure what media person I talked to, but I told them it's hard to simulate what they do in practice. And it takes a little bit of time to get accustomed to it. I didn't think it was going to take 20 minutes. But I thought we started going downhill. We started being more aggressive. We started getting the ball at the foul line and making plays and getting lobs and kicking the ball out. And we got a lot of stuff off of our defense. But we have competitive guys, and I think they were a little bit embarrassed how they played in the first half, and they responded. And the bench got into it. And like I said, the first 4 minutes, the first TV timeout was critical for us to get some momentum, and we did that. And just proud of our effort.
Right. And, these kinds of things defensively we talk about on the boards are things that you guys pride yourselves in. Did they take that a little bit, personally too, where they come out in the second half? And the way you guys have played defensively of late, especially over the final 20 minutes to lock in the way you did and then for them to do it again tonight.
Yeah, they like I said, they were disappointed in how they played at both ends. We didn't have the energy. We weren't fundamentally sound. They took it to us. And that's why you're down by 15 against a team like VCU. But like I said, they responded and got more aggressive. Started going downhill, stopping them from going downhill. Got some turnovers and we got the momentum and they never got it back.
Right. Thank you.
Mark, to kind of elaborate a little more on what were they able to do in the first half to keep your team in check, and particularly on rebounding? That was a sore spot in the first half for your team. Yeah,
the whole first half was a sore spot. They play VCU basketball. They play really aggressive. They deny. They pressure you. And they double team. Everything's aggressive. And if you play in your heels, if you play like you're walking on eggshells, then they're going to come at you. It's like a shark, seeing blood. They're going to attack you. You got to put them on their heels. And we did that in the second half. If you play, I say it all the time, nothing good happens going backwards. You've got to attack. You got to be going forward. And like I said, the first half, they had us going backwards. And the second half, we turned that around. And that's why we had the success that we had.
And how in the second half in particular, what changes did you make, or was it just a more aggressive mindset?
Yeah, there was no real changes. The guys were disappointed in how they played. They played tentatively, and it was a mentality. They changed and said, all right, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to attack. We're going to get the ball to the foul line. We're going to, we're going to play. We're going to block out. We're going to attack the rebounds, and we did that. We played how we were supposed to play. And we got really good players that are really competitive. That were disappointed in how they played in the first half, and they responded, and that's great to see.
Coach, all three guards were particularly aggressive offensively. Dom really had a nice bounce back. What do you have to say about the job they did offensively, both attacking the basket and from threes?
Terrific. Dom in essence kept us in it in the first half. It hit some shots. Without those 11 points, we're down by 20. But all three of those guys, responded in the second half, rebounding the ball, attacking, scoring, defending. they did, the whole team. They did everything they needed to do in the second half to hold the team to 14 points. It wasn't one guy, but the guards, they're under pressure, constantly against VCU, and they did a really good job. We turned the ball over 5 times in the second half, which is a credit to our players.
Mark, for usually you go on a 23 run, and you might expect a letdown after that. For 4 of those guys to play all 20 minutes the second half, is that just a credit to their conditioning, or
their conditioning, their discipline, their heart, their competitiveness? It's just we go with who we got. AJ got bumped and hurt his quad or whatever, so he was down. So it's those guys went, and we have 4 timeouts, and so those guys, they showed some heart, and that's how we're going to have to play.
They had, I think, 9 blocks in the first half. Was it kind of forcing it there, or did those kind of turn into the lobs in the second half where it was just an extra pass?
Yeah, we like I said earlier, we weren't going aggressive. We weren't playing downhill. We were getting into the paint and falling away. And against shot blockers, you gotta take it right to the rim, take it right to their nose. And we did that in the second half. We were more aggressive in the second half, and that's the key. We took care of the ball. We did some stuff, ran some stuff that was effective. But in essence, it came down to, we started going downhill and we stopped them from going downhill. That was really the key.
Just
Thanks.
tell them I have one. Mark, all wins aren't created equal. The way you guys struggled in the first half and getting out rebounded, turning the ball over more, and then to come out and play like that, don't you feel that maybe this is a special kind of win, that this is kind of a yardstick type win in a way?
I think, Chuck, this, since I've been here as a coach, that's in my opinion, that's the best half we played, both offensively and defensively. We couldn't have played better. We made the plays, we defended, we rebounded against a really good team. It's not like we're playing, against some bad team. We played against a really competitive, really good team. And it just showed, how good our guys are and how competitive they are. But they couldn't have, since I've been here, it's got to be the best half, from an offensive and defensive standpoint. I hold that team to 14 points. That's a credit to our guys.
Sorry, JP, I didn't get your message.
No, it's okay. No,
All right, we're going to have Dom Welch and Jaren Holmes coming up here first. We'll have Dom with a season high 19 points tonight, 5 rebounds as well. Questions for Dom?
Dom, it's JP from the Times-Herald. I mean, same thing we kind of talked about with Coach. Obviously, 2 very different halves for you guys, just in every way. What changed for you guys at halftime? To then allow you to come out and attack them and play the way you did in the second half.
We all knew that they were going to be. We always emphasize, like in our scouting stuff, that they're an aggressive team, rebounding team, got a lot of size. It's like our team, like we really like an undersized team this year, so like our rebounds like a little off maybe, but we weren't really playing like aggressive rebounding, boxing out, nothing like that. But coach was just emphasizing in the locker room like they're being tougher and stuff like that. And we just had to pick it up.
Right. Thanks.
Do you think comeback wins like this over a pretty good opponent say more about a team than any other victory would normally say?
Yeah, I feel like it does. Like we were down 15 at halftime. Like this is a very good team, VCU that we played tonight, and it just really shows like the will that we have as our team and our chemistry that we're building together. And it's just I just feel like these wins are like really different. So I felt good about it. And we're a step in the right direction.
Jaren Holmes is here as well now. He's got 18 points tonight. So any questions for Dom or Jaren? Over to Rachel first.
I have Dominick, what in particular really sparked your team to the comeback in the second half? Was there any particular facet of the game where you really saw a change? I
just think we just had to figure out, like, we just had to play. I feel like we weren't really playing aggressive enough in the first half, but we always emphasize defense in practice, and I think that really put a big role, just defense and and rebound and just let our offense come to us. But we really just wanted to stick with getting stops and just cutting that lead down for the first median. And we did that tonight. I'm really proud of our defense.
How aggressive was VCU in that first half? Was it an overwhelming aggressive, or did you have to get used to the pace?
Maybe a little bit, but I just think it was just like on our part, we weren't really boxing out. Like I mentioned before, like we're a really small team this year, so we really have to like find a man and box out on long rebounds, and they were getting a lot of offensive rebounds. So I just really think that was our main problem in the first half, but we figured it out in the second half.
Dom, it's as you're watching that, I mean, as obviously we're up here, there's nobody in the crowd, but it's on TV. Is it almost start to be unbelievable to you guys as it's lob after lob and dunk after dunk in a run like that?
I mean, we're pretty used to it. We see it all the time in practice, so I mean, it's pretty normal now. Like Jalen Attaway, we all know he could jump out the gym, just seeing how he just flies to the hoop on the baseline, like dunking on people and stuff like that. But it brings excitement to our team, even like when our fans aren't here. But it gives us sparks.
So hard to believe a 45-14 half in this league and at the Division I level, and to do that to a team like VCU.
Yeah, that coach always emphasized defense. Like we pretty much practice defense the whole practice. Every time we practice, we just going over scout, doing defense shell, stuff like that. But we always emphasize defense. He always say if our offense is fickle, we just got to defend and get rebounds, and our offense will come to us.
Dom, that's a heck of a team to have a bounce back game the way you did individually, season high 19 points against that team, that defense. What do you attribute just your kind of performance to tonight?
I feel like every year, like I always have like an early year slump and like my shooting's really off, but I'm always gonna keep working. I'm always gonna get back in the gym and keep shooting my shots. So I just been putting in the time, getting my rhythm back, trying to help the team as best as possible.
Right. Thanks.
Jaren, you guys have won in a couple different ways. You beat VCU at the buzzer. You've blown out a couple teams. What does this win in particular say about the group of guys you have?
It's a special group, but not only that, it's the right group of guys. We're really together. I mean, this is a family, and we wouldn't want to have it any other way. We want to be the best, and we want to win an A-10 championship. And I think that every day that's the goal. When we come out here and practice and we have off days and we get extra shots up, I think that's everybody's goal on this team. And that's a big step, wanting to win.
Jaren, Coach was talking about how he felt you guys were embarrassed after that first half going into the locker room. What was the vibe in the locker room like? And coming out of the locker room, what was your focus to get back into this game?
I don't know if it was embarrassed, but we felt like maybe they had tried to punk us. And knowing this team, we're tougher than that. And we're not going to back down from anybody. And, they came out in the first half and hit us in the mouth. So second half, we had to come back and punch them 2 more times. So it was just a great win. Obviously, the defense is what did it for us. Offense is going to be hit or miss each day, but to hold a team to 14 points in the second half is absolutely extraordinary at this level.
Any other questions for Dom here? All right, thanks, Dom. I appreciate it. Great game tonight.
Sir, thank you.
And Matt, I know you got one for Jaren, right?
For Jaren, yep. Jaren, I think 4 of you 5 played all 20 minutes the second half. How much does what's going on at the offensive end help push you guys to fight through and play that full 20 minutes?
Just knowing that our guys need us and that the coaches need us and that we're doing it for each other. Like ultimately you got to have, an inner, grit about yourself. But I feel when everybody is taking that initiative to push through and fight hard and fight for each other, I know I'm not going to let my brothers down. I know Dom's not going to let us down. I know Kyle's not going to let us down. And we just got to keep picking each other up. And that's what we did in the second half. And we just going to continue to fight no matter what.